Hi, we are live, I believe. Oh, shoot. Where's my microphone? Hello. How are you guys doing? Let me know how my sound is, please. I wish it would let me know. However, I cannot hear how my sound is. How are you guys doing tonight, today? Hopefully, I have my sound issues fixed. Having audio issues. Hopefully, I will have a better microphone in the next few days, so please stick with me. It is Tuesday. It is Halloween week, you guys. How are you doing? I had to take a break because there have been people in my kitchen doing construction. All right, just making sure I am online. I am live. Oh, and my sound is good. Awesome. Okay. I have done several lives and didn't realize that there's going to be static if you don't use a microphone. So if you're starting out, get a little microphone. There's white noise that comes from nowhere, and it drove me crazy trying to figure out what to do about it. Um, so, anyways, it is Halloween week, and I want to ask you all to please be very careful out there. Um, there are people knocking on doors and ringing doorbells and threatening people, and they're dressed in crazy costumes if you didn't see that on the news. So, be careful right around this time with who might be ringing your doorbell or knocking on your door. Um, Make sure you look out. And yeah, it's just not a safe time of the year, unfortunately, anymore. I have missed you guys. How have you guys been? It is rainy and cold today. It went from 89 degrees to about, oh gosh, I think it was 59 degrees and rainy today. So um, we didn't really get any cool weather yet. It went from warm, super warm, to chilly and cold and rainy. Um, Thank you guys for joining me. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to be talking about true crime. Um, I also want to say, please be careful if you are going to the grocery store or any store. They there are videos out there of people talking about stealing groceries because of food stamps being shut off. So if you're going to the grocery store, make sure you're just kind of looking around and being aware. You never know if these people are talking truth or just talking crap. So if you're going to the grocery store, I heard maybe Target too. And if you work at any of these places, please be careful because with food stamps maybe being cut off, a lot of people are talking about robbing people, store employees, people in parking lots, just taking their groceries, taking their stuff. So be careful if you are going out at all this weekend. Just be extra careful. And this is going to be a true crime chat. So please bring your comments and your questions and let me know what shows you've been watching. There are a lot of good shows out lately. Um, we just got done watching the Monster Ed Gein series, and my gosh, that was good. Um, the monster series aren't really based like a documentary, so keep that in mind. It's kind of a drama, especially the Ed Gein. Some people don't really like it because It's not based on true facts. It's kind of more like based off of what he might have been seeing because he was schizophrenic, and so I thought it was awesome. It's really just and kind of pulls at your emotions. It makes you uncomfortable at times. That monster show on Netflix is really good. It was really good with the Menendez brothers as well. They do really good job casting people for these. And I was just blown away with how well the Menendez brothers looked and acted. So I actually went back and looked and watched some of the original trial of the Menendez brothers, and I was just blown away how close they sounded and looked. So it's really good. What was the other one? Ed Gein, Menendez brothers, and Jeffrey Dahmer. So Jeffrey Dahmer was really good too, and that was Evan Peters, and man, he was awesome. And then we got Charlie Hennon, I think. No, the guy that played Jax in um, Sons of Anarchy. I can't believe that's the same guy. So um, I can't think of his last name. It starts with an H, though. Anyways, yeah, very, very good show if you want to watch something good. There's just so many good things out right now. I could just talk about shows. Shows that are on um, Netflix and Hulu, HBO Max. Yeah, we can talk about more of those later. So yeah, the next one that's coming out is Monster Lizzie Borden, and she was acquitted. So that should be good. Another good one. It's going to come out next year, so we got to wait until next year for that one. So, is there anything you guys want to talk about? I have several things I can talk about. I follow so many true crime cases and current and old and just pretty much everything that's currently going on. Um, we had Donna Adelson she was sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole, plus 30 years, and she was the fifth person convicted of the murder of Dan Markel. And so we've got her son in jail. He was convicted. And then we've got her. So we're wondering if the daughter, um, plus Dan Markel's ex, Wendy Adelson, is going to be next. So rumors have it that she might be next. So that's interesting. I don't know how she wouldn't be next, but um, we'll see. We'll see if they get her next. You guys have any plans for Halloween Friday? I think we're gonna just turn our porch lights off, unfortunately, and stay inside and not answer our door. It's sad to say, but I suppose it's just not safe to hand out candy anymore. And I'm not leaving a bowl of candy on the porch. That would cost probably $300 for a small bowl of candy. Have you seen the price of candy lately? It is insane. I can't afford it. I can't afford it for myself, so I'm not going to pass it out. Sorry. You guys can trunk or treat. It's safer that way, anyways. So, and then I went to Brahms and got a medium vanilla milkshake and a loaf of pumpkin bread, which is like this big, and it was almost $10, you guys. Like the milkshake was $3 and either 80 cents or 90 cents. and so was the pumpkin bread. And I'm just like, one was $3.80 and one was $3.90. And I was like, are you kidding me? Oh, and the pumpkin bread was a dollar off on clearance. So it was $5. Anyways, that's just crazy. That's way too much. Milkshake, medium shake should be $2, especially since I didn't even get any candy, man. I didn't even get any candy. That's too much. Are you guys sick and tired of all the high prices? Because I know I am. Okay, yeah, and in Texas, there's a 16th body was found near and around the Houston bayous, but authorities say there's no fear of a serial killer. So, right. So, you tell me how. And this is 16 in Houston, and then let's see, at least 38 bodies in Lady Bird and around Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas. And those are only about 2 hours and 35 minutes or so from each other. But supposedly there is no serial killer, and we don't have to worry about a serial killer. But in between both of them, what was it? 38 and 16. That's 50, 56, I think. I can't do math. That's over 50 bodies within like 2.5 hours of each other's. And they're supposedly they're all accidents, um, or natural causes. Yeah, I don't know. So could there be a serial killer in Texas? I think there might be. Um, I never say, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's not a serial killer," when authorities say, "Don't worry, there's not a serial killer." Oh, okay. Well, I don't believe you. I never believe you. It is cold today, you guys. It's cold. It's actually cold today. Went from hot to cold. Also in Texas, we have Sarah Hartsfield. She was convicted of murdering her fifth husband. She was also a U.S. Army sergeant. She gave her husband a deadly dose of insulin, but also, I think there was plenty of warning signs with this lady. In 2021, her third husband had a protective order filed against her because he said Sarah asked her fourth husband to kill his wife. Follow that? So the third husband, they were divorced, got a protective order because he said Sarah asked her fourth husband to kill the third husband's wife. All right, so there should have been some red flags. um, and then also this lady Sarah Hartsfield in 2018 shot and killed her fiance in self-defense and was not charged. So I think maybe after you, in self-defense, shoot your fiance and then get a protective order, saying that, or you have a protective order against you saying that you are threatening to kill someone else. I think maybe she should have uh, had a harder hard to discipline on her. I don't know what she got for that, but, other than a protective order. So, that's just crazy to me. Anyways, she's now in jail. So, the 6th husband to be, 7th husband to be, they're all safe now. So, you guys got lucky. Um, but yeah, deadly dose of insulin. So there we are with a female and using poison. Again, with the poison, and the females are more likely to use poison. How are you guys doing? I really hope my audio is good. It's very frustrating. I have no idea about technology, so I've had to figure this out. Hopefully, I have. Um, and then right before around 5 o'clock, I was going through my notes on my um, iPad, on my other iPad, and it started doing this weird thing. I had to reset it, and I swear I have a ghost. But um, because when I record without a microphone, there's so much white noise, and my house is so quiet. Like I don't know where all that noise is coming from. So um, I have a ghost. There's a ghost in my house. Anyways, here's a good one. Not a good one. Anyways, here's a crazy one. Janita Hopkins is wanted by Toledo, Ohio police on charges of felony assault and aggravated burglary after she allegedly broke into her boyfriend's home and attacked him. She allegedly kicked in the door and assaulted him with a sharp object, causing severe injury to his private area. She is still at large. So, if you guys know anyone in the Toledo, Ohio area or around there, and named Janita or going by something like that, beware. Beware. She is 45 years old and she might be a little bit crazy. Are you guys old enough to remember Lorena Bobbitt? Was in 1993. Lorena Bobbitt. She became a national figure after cutting off her husband's private part. And while he was sleeping, however, she claimed domestic violence. That was my baby kitty. Mer. She talks to me. Um, Anyways, Lorena Bobbitt, she was acquitted by reason of temporary insanity um, due to domestic violence. And then she founded the Lorena Gallo Foundation, a nonprofit organization that provides prevention, intervention, and awareness services for victims of domestic violence and and abuse. Um, yeah, Lorena Bobbitt. That's a crazy one about her ex-husband went on to do some crazy adult videos, and so yeah, crazy, crazy stories. 1993, you guys, old enough to remember that? I am old enough to remember that. 1993, I was 17 years old because I graduated in 1994. And I'm not an NFL football. Uh, I don't watch football. I'm not a fan. But hi, baby kitty. Come on. Hey, baby. Oh, Let's see. Yeah, Mark Sanchez. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. He's a former NFL quarterback and current Fox Sports analyst, and he was charged with a legal 5 felony for battery involving serious bodily injury, as well as 3 misdemeanor charges following an altercation that occurred in Indianapolis on October 4th. The incident stemmed from a dispute over a parking spot between Sanchez and a 69-year-old truck driver. According to police reports and victims' accounts, Sanchez allegedly initiated a physical altercation, leading the truck driver to use pepper spray and a knife in self defense. Sanchez was stabbed during the altercation and hospitalized, while the truck driver suffered a significant laceration to his cheek and other injuries. Um, the truck driver also filed a civil lawsuit against Sanchez and Fox Corporation. So let me know what you guys think about that one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you ever wish your life was a musical? Um, well, have you heard of the Michaela? Let me see if I can get her last name right. I probably cannot. Rylersdom, Michaela Rylersdom, the fatal fetish murder case. She is charged with second-degree murder of Michael Dale, the OnlyFans model. She allegedly suffocated the 56-year-old by putting a bag over his head um, during a paid fetish encounter. She says he requested that he wrapped him in plastic and duct tape him and put the bag over his head. Lawyers argue that it was an accident due to Dale's alcohol level and pre existing health issues. Um, I don't care if you're super healthy and the most healthy person in the world, if you have a plastic bag on your head, you're going to suffocate. So, um, argue all you want. I don't think there's any argument out of that one. So, Michaela's texts and videos of the encounter allegedly filmed for her OnlyFans account are being used as evidence. So she was filming the account, and then her texts and videos are being used as evidence. What do you guys think about that one? Was it just an innocent accident? I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. Oh yeah, everything in this video is my opinion for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only. I have a kitty staring at me down the hallway. Okay. What are you guys drinking? What are you guys drinking? What do you guys think about the bodies in Texas that are found? The 16th body that was just found in and around the Houston bayous, and then at least 38 bodies around Lady Bird Lake, or in and around Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas, just 2.5 hours away from each other. No serial killer. No worries. You guys all are fine. If I could do math, that would be great. I don't know what 38 plus 16. I want to say 56, but I feel like that's wrong. It might be right, but that's a lot of bodies, and we just think they're all accidents or natural causes. So let me know what you guys think about that one. I'm going to keep an eye on that for sure and do a little more deep diving into that one because I'm not sure. I don't just trust authorities when they say, no worries, no serial killer. That makes me raise an eyebrow and go, I think maybe there is a serial killer. Honestly, I think you just told me there's probably a serial killer. Hello to everyone, and thank you for being here. And I'm glad you're here. You make my day better. So I am happy that you're here. Have you guys seen the Ellen Greenberg case? Not to switch hands. I'm going to get a better mic so I don't have to hold this up. But I understand why people have to get mics to do these now after having audio issues. So hopefully I won't have any more audio issues and I'm going to get a better mic. And my dream is to have better equipment. My phone is so old. I tried to do it on my phone and I swear my phone was gonna explode. So my phone can't handle that. Um anyways, yeah, have you seen anything about the Ellen Greenberg case? It's popping back up in the news. It's not a new case. Um it's actually from 2011. Yes. Yeah, 2011. Just making sure. So back in 2011, um, so Ellen Greenberg was found with 20 stab wounds, mostly to the back of her head and her back, the back of her neck. She also had one in her chest, right in her heart, um, and it was ruled a suicide. I'm just going to say the word because I don't know how I'm supposed to censor that. So, I mean, that's what it is. So, we're all adults here, and this was not made for kids. So, um, so this is in Philadelphia, and so she was 27 years old. Um, she was an elementary teacher, but there was 20 stab wounds, and her fiance says he left to go work out, which I think is a common excuse. I find that they're always going to work out, and it's so convenient for them to be in that public space working out. Um, I just find that popping up like that's what I was doing. And so, but anyways, he went to work out. He says he comes back and the door's locked. And he says the doorman was with him when he kicked the door in, and she had to have done it to herself because the door was locked from the inside and nobody else could have got in. Well, come to find out after all these years, the doorman wasn't with him. So he was all alone while all this was happening. And so they reopened the case, and the doctor rules it a homicide. But then there's a private meeting with the doctor and I believe some law enforcement. And after that little meeting, it was ruled back as suicide. So here's the thing though. Not only was it 20 to the I mean, try to just, use your fingertips and that's like not possible, especially if you're holding something, longer and you got to reach even further out. Excuse me. It's not possible. And so, really, it's just going off of the fiance's word. Now, this guy is some like big shot. What did he do? I think he golfed or something. We can deep dive more into this if you'd like. I would like to because it's just insane. And this guy really needs to be I think he needs to be put in jail. So, so he's some big shot dude, and so it's just brushed under as she did it to herself. However, and then the family wasn't told all the details, and then they find out that the second to the last stabbing was to the back of her neck and it severed her spinal cord. And so, with that, the last stabbing was to her heart. And so, it's impossible just for that fact alone. Even after those facts came out, the medical examiner still ruled it as she did it to herself. So, and that was the Ellen Greenberg case. The family, of course, is winning answers. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Oh, we'll follow that one because that one, yeah, that one, she needs justice. Her family needs justice. It was Philadelphia. And I just do not understand. There is a documentary that came out. And I think it's on Netflix. I watch a lot of shows, you guys. So I watch a lot on Netflix and Hulu, sometimes HBO Max. And I want to say it's on Netflix, but it's Ellen Greenberg. Go check it out. It's just insane. It's like telling us the sky is green or orange, and well, I mean, I guess sometimes when the sun's shining r- just right. But it's like you can't tell me that this was an accident, or I mean, she did it to herself. It's impossible. So you can't tell me something impossible was, yeah. It's aggravating, you guys. It's aggravating because it's like, who are they covering for, or did they do a shitty job and they're just covering their own butts because they don't want to say, oh, oops, we made a mistake. Um, or, did that rich guy pay them off? I don't know, but that is questions that we should ask and we should follow. So, and we will. I'm also going to be doing a deep dive into the Gilgo Beach, the Lisk, Long Island serial killer, Rex Heuermann. I know way too, I don't want to say I know way too much stuff. I know way too much stuff to probably share because that case is not just the Long Island um, Gilgo Beach. He is charged with seven of the bodies that were found, seven victims. There was 10, I believe, found. But Rex Heuermann also traveled a lot. He was in Las Vegas. He was in other states where his mom lived, his sister lived, and there was also there are also unsolved cases when he was there, right around the area. So it's very curious. Rex Heuermann, he is probably going to go to his court date will probably his trial date will probably be next year, hopefully. Um, and right now they are doing one trial for all seven victims, and they're using new DNA, which takes DNA from the shaft of the hair. And before they needed the root of the hair. If you ever heard that before, they need the root. You can't get DNA unless you have the root. Now they're taking DNA from the shaft of the hair, and they're also taking DNA from older samples, mixed samples, and maybe contaminated samples. So their technology is getting stronger, and they can test weaker samples. So we'll see how all that goes. Um, his wife, Asa, Her hairs were found on some of the victims, but she's not a suspect because supposedly they can confirm that she was out of town when they were murdered. But I want to know how and why. I mean, how they know that. Um, how do they know exactly? You know, that's a little fishy. Um, she doesn't seem quite right to me, but that's my opinion, you guys. We'll see how all of this goes. Maybe they're just trying to pinpoint everything on him and take him out. I don't know. That is New York. So New York, New York, New York. There was four serial killers, I believe in 1993 in New York at the same time. RexHeuermann and three others. Their names are not coming to mind at the moment, but yeah, if you guys want to do a super deep dive, uh, we can. Maybe some of those other bodies belong to some of the other serial killers. We don't know. I don't know, but there's so many, and I think because there was so much corruption, um, in the New York cop police department, makes you wonder, makes you question: are they not doing their job? Are they covering up? Is it somebody they know? Do they just not care? Um, but four serial killers at the same time in New York, all around the same area, and I believe that was 1993. So it's crazy. What are you doing, New York? Somebody wasn't doing their job, or somebody was doing something. So yeah, Rex Heuermann. Then I found out he is 6'4" and I think 350 pounds. And that's a pretty big guy. When some of these a lot of the victims were, very petite, 5'2", 5'3", 100 pounds. So you can just kind of imagine, um, that's just scary as all get out. Get all southern on you. Let's see. Oh yes, and also Jane Doe was just named. Let's see. Just this October. She disappeared in November of 1982. Um, oh, no, I'm sorry, not she didn't disappear. She was found in November of 1982 in a dumpster in Freeport, Long Island, which is about 6 miles from Rex Kierman's house where he lived. Um, and she was 15 years old. Susan Mann. Susan Mann was 15 years old. She vanished from Queens, New York. Come here, my baby kitty. There you go. So yeah, she was 15 years old. The thing is, Rex would have been 18 years old. So, okay, and she was found 6 miles from Rex Heuermann's house, and she vanished from Queens, New York, which is about 25 miles from where Rex Heuermann lived, in Massapequa Park. So she was 15. He was 18. What do you guys think? That's an open case right now. She was just named this October. Her name is Susan Mann. She was 15 years old. She vanished from Queens, New York. That is about 25 miles from Massapequa Park, where Rex Heuermann lived. Um, And then in November of 1982, she was found in a dumpster, and that was about 6 miles from Heuermann's house in Freeport, Long Island. So, um, do you think maybe he started before we know he did? I think his first known was in 1993 or 1994. I think 93, along. with those other serial killers. So 93, I believe, was the year of that all happening. So yeah, I will keep an eye on the Susan Mann case, the 15-year-old that was found 6 miles from Rex's house. He was 18 at the time. So I don't think it's a long shot to say that by the time he was 18, he was probably already 6'4". So, if he already had that tendency to be aggressive, you know, so we'll keep an eye on that. There is a $25,000 reward for any new information on this case. So if you guys know any information on this case, uh, there's a $25,000 reward. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment, leave a chat. Tell me what you guys have been watching. Anything good? We uh we watched that Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer, and then Menendez brother, and that is on Netflix. So that is really good. It is really good. It's not just a documentary based on facts. So it's kind of like, especially the Ed Gein, some people are kind of mad that it's not all factual, but it's not meant to be all factual because Ed Gein was schizophrenic. And so it's kind of like his point of view at times. And so in the show, he has a girlfriend and she's kind of demented and stuff too. However, in real life, he didn't have a girlfriend. And so that kind of makes some people mad. But it's a kind of a drama. So, and it's good. Um, And, if it's kinda based off of his schizophrenic mind, then you can't say, "There's a little moth." You guys see that little moth? Random moth, you guys. Random moth. There's a moth in here. My little baby kitten, well, she's gonna be 3. She's a little baby cat. Her name's Creature. She'll get that moth here in a little bit, I hope anyways. She's the cutest little thing. So, yeah, if you wanna watch a good drama, you have Netflix monster series, The Monster, Ed Gein, the Menendez brothers, and Jeffrey Dahmer, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes your emotions kind of go like that, and you're like, am I supposed to be feeling sorry for this guy? Um, yeah. So if you want a good one, those are good to watch. We're also watching. This is on Hulu. If you have Hulu, Only Murders in the Building, and this is a comedy, and it has Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, and Martin Short, and murders happen in their giant apartment building, and so then they start a podcast and they start trying to solve these murders, and it's hilarious, it's fun. There is cussing in it, so other than that, it's good for, you know, children that can handle cussing. But other than that, it's just a little bit not family friendly, just because of the cussing. I think the cussing's all, and of course there's blood and stuff like that. But I think most kids really can handle that stuff nowadays, right? Um, I'd be very surprised if kids couldn't handle that. But you guys have any questions or comments? So much stuff going on. I was watching the Hurricane Melissa. So I hope everybody's safe. She's mad. And what else? Oh, true crime shows. There is there's a body in the basement, and I'm not sure what that is on, honestly. I want to say Hulu Max, but a body in the basement every week it comes out, and there's a new true crime story, and of course there's a body that's in the basement. So that's a good one. And then we just found, I was cracking up because we found Elm Street Murders and we watched a couple episodes of that, and those are true crime. So those were good. And then we were looking, and there's also Friday the 13th murders. So one murders only happened on Elm Street throughout, and then the other one is Friday the 13th murders, which happened. These are all true crime. The 13th of Friday the 13th. So the murders that happened on the Friday the 13th. And so I was kind of laughing after we saw the Elm Street and then we found the Friday the 13th. Those are good. I can tell you about some bad things we've watched as well. Um, there's the new movie called Weapons on HBO Max, and I don't recommend it. It's confusing, and all in all, it's not anything new. Um, it it's just not good. I wasn't really impressed with it, and it was weird, and some of it didn't make sense, and it's just not worth your time. So, all right, I wouldn't waste my time on Weapons on HBO Max. That movie just my face says it all. I wouldn't watch it again. So, what do you guys think? These are some of the cases that are going on right now. There have a lot more. I'm trying to keep this at an hour or less. So it is getting late here. It is 6:18 Central Time, and it's starting to get dark. And so I'm gonna have to get up and start making dinner and all that good stuff. People are gonna come home and all that stuff. Has to give the kitties some treats and my puppy too, and get everybody ready for bed and all that. So let's see what else. I think that's all. I mean, that Ellen Greenburg, it's crazy. We'll watch and see if Wendy Adelson is going to get charged. I don't see how she can't, but and then the Rex Heuermann. I don't think he's ever going to admit anything, but all the evidence points to him. So I don't see how it's not him. But some narcissists will not admit for the life of them that they ever did anything wrong. So maybe he is just a narcissist and just won't ever admit it. So we'll see. We will see. But, anyways, for now, you guys, thank you for joining me. You guys make my day better. You're awesome. I love being here with you. Now that my audio is fixed, I will be back a lot more, especially this week. It's Halloween. So happy Halloween. Stay safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. There are people wanting to steal people's groceries, um, rob them in the parking lots. They're even talking about going into the stores and taking groceries or whatever they want because they might have their food stamps cut off, and some people are just wanting to join in. So it is crazy out there. And we also have people who are dressing in scary costumes, knocking on people's doors, and then getting very aggressive and saying they're going to break the door down and all kinds of crazy things. So I would advise not to open your door and pass out candy if you were planning on doing that. Um, I just don't think it's safe anymore, unfortunately. Used to be my favorite thing to do. And that was probably 20 years ago, but it's not 20 years ago. It is it is 2 decades later. So, unfortunately, you guys go trick or trunk and get all the candy you can from those trunks. And it's too expensive anyways. Have you guys seen the price of candy? Um, I think it was $8 for like 20 pieces. It's like something insane. It's like that wouldn't last me like 30 minutes. So, it's expensive. They want to take all our money, but it's just not safe. So, all right. Well, let me know what you guys are watching and what you guys want to talk about in the next live. So, let me check the chat if you guys don't have anything to comment on or ask. Then I will see you in the next live. Hopefully tomorrow. I'll let you know. And thank you so much for being here. You totally make my day. So have a good night. See ya.